Do you put the pro in procrastination? That sounds like something that you can identify with, and this video is for you.
In this video, we'll be going over some of the causes of procrastination, how to recognize them, how to make procrastination a thing of the past.
Don't procrastinate. Watch this video.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another video of Victory with Sheldon and Leah. I want to thank all you guys for tracking along with us. Special thank you to all of our subscribers. You guys warm our hearts. We appreciate you. So we're very excited to cover this topic today for you guys. We were sort of trying to decide what exactly we're going to talk about, and then through a few different interactions, we sort of settled on this video topic. So get your notebooks ready. Enjoy. If you find value in this video, go ahead and click the like button.
So today we are going to be talking about procrastination. Now I almost put this off to next week, but I figured I needed to deal with my own procrastination, so we were just going to get it done, do it this week. So, first thing we're going to be talking about is procrastination isn't necessarily a good thing. You may know some people that tend to wear the procrastination like a badge of honor. Now, this is interesting because if you were to go into a job interview, you wouldn't necessarily be holding it up there. You'd kind of be trying to hide it underneath the papers and cover it with all these other great things you're good at. So why do we wear procrastination like a badge of honor? That's an interesting topic. Maybe we'll talk about that on another day. So we're going to be going over kind of the main reasons behind why we procrastinate so that you can start recognizing them, so you can kind of kick this procrastination habit to the curb.
Amen and amen. So leading up to it, what would you say is kind of the number one on the list of why we procrastinate?
So a lot of people say it's because we're lazy.
True. I have heard that a lot. Hopefully you haven't heard that, because we don't talk like that. This is Victory with Sheldon and Leah. So we're not insulting people. You're not insulting people. But every now and again, you catch some negativity crosswise, would be coming out of your mouth, kind of a thing, right? And so I hold the belief that there's no such thing as a lazy person.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't believe in lazy as as sort of a catch-all. I think there are people that aren't motivated toward productivity, because the same people that aren't necessarily motivated toward productivity, if it's some kind of recreational thing, they're gung-ho. They're telling everybody about it. They're out networking, figuring out how to get it done, right? They're ready for their next Call of Duty party, and they know how to set it all up. They, borderline got their own IP set up just to get it going in their private room and everything. You can count on these people, right, for something fun. But when it comes to productivity, yeah, maybe not so much. So they're not lazy. I would just say they're not motivated.
Yeah, so kind of to counteract that, it's not going to be fun, but sometimes you just got to do it. This is kind of what we call the grind. Just got to do that not fun thing. But if you're still having issues with that, try rewarding yourself after a task that seems mundane. This might give you the motivation to do it.
Absolutely. And it can be something simple, right? Like, okay, we're going to go to Chick-fil-A. God bless America. God bless Chick-fil-A. And get a milkshake after I do such and such. All right? Just small rewards, something to kind of keep you along, keep you going, keep you on task, right? Keep you on task, and, you'll get the job done little by little, bite-sized.
Yeah.
So number 2.
Fear. I would say fear would be the second largest reason for procrastination. So to dive into fear a little bit, there's a couple different aspects to this, but one maybe is that you're concerned that you might not do too well at this. To that, I have to say, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. You may not be perfect at it, but hey, that's where we learn.
Absolutely. And paradigm shift for you, right? It's how we grow. Successful people actually embrace failure. And it's so counterintuitive to a lot of what we learn, right? You go to school as a little kid, you get a report card, and you want to get an A. If you get an F, you're reprimanded in front of, God forbid, your whole family, kind of a deal, right? Your parents are, they're wagging the finger at you because, you probably didn't learn or excel at learning in such a constricted environment, right? Maybe that's not exactly the best way to measure your aptitude. It's standardized tests and that kind of a thing. But successful people and entrepreneurs, they embrace failure. Bring it on, because they can learn from all those steps. You're not really failing, as it is just sort of setbacks to kind of help you reevaluate where you need to go to reach your goals. Whereas school kind of, there's summer school programs, and you almost feel like you're getting made a mockery out of, when you don't do too well in school. In the real world, and being successful, and especially if you're trying to start your own and run your own business, bring it on. You want to fail. You want to fall down. You want to get your hands dirty. You want to scrape your knees. Kind of the Thomas Edison, right, sort of approach to things. Like, well, I figured out 10,000 ways that don't work, and I'm going to move on until I find one that does. So all that to say, don't let the fear of failure. If anything, you want to go out and find those failures, because you know that you're moving closer to actually finding things that are going to work out for you and make it happen.
The other aspect of fear is maybe you're afraid of just the actual task, like cleaning windows on the 5th floor. Now, this may be a legitimate fear, and this may be something that you shouldn't do. So you can kind of assess this. Maybe you should go out and hire someone who knows what they're doing, which will kind of bring us into the next point. But you might actually be scared of the actual thing, and you can either overcome it, or if this is like gonna really risk your safety, you might need to hire a professional.
I always like to kind of evaluate what's the worst case scenario. If it's gonna cost you your life, like being suspended 500 feet in the air, probably okay to be, a little bit afraid of that. But for most people, right, it's going out and meeting somebody or trying to make that sales call or something like that. Worst case scenario is a no. Right. And no, next opportunity. All right, so now we're moving on to number 3.
Competency. So competency is the ability, the knowledge, the skill to do something successfly.
And that sort of ties into the second point there too, also the fear of failure. But it's not necessarily... what am I trying to say? So it kind of ties into the second point there, the fear of failure. But it's a little bit different in the sense that you have to know, the better you are at knowing how to do something, the less the fear even plays in to this last point.
Right. So if you realize that you're just not competent in what you are putting off doing, this would be a good time to build up the skill or to go outside and ask someone for help. The whole point of these different points is for you to recognize what it is that's holding you back so that you can fix it and you can move forward.
And so I like to break things down into sort of bite-sized and manageable sort of tasks to really help you kind of figure out and really help you to be able to figure out how to navigate towards mastery, I would say, of whatever it is that you're trying to do, right? So let's just take sales for an example, right? You want to master relationships, you want to master your products or service, and it's probably a good idea to master closing, right? Negotiations and closing. So each of those things can be kind of studied on their own, where you build up, let's say, the consistency of doing things right, and then that's going to breed the confidence that overcomes the incompetence that you may be struggling with. So those are just some ideas, some tools to kind of help you overcome. Figure out what you're actually doing, what it actually means in the small, bite-sized, manageable things. Write them down, and then tackle them one by one. Don't wait. Stop waiting.
So learn the skill that you need, and don't be afraid to ask for help. So in conclusion, now that we've covered the 3 kind of main reasons why we procrastinate, now it's up to you to start recognizing why it is you're procrastinating against something. You have the power to overcome. Remember, procrastination is not a favorable trait. So stop wearing your procrastination badge, throw it out, get rid of it, and start putting on a proactive badge. Now that is something you can be proud of.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I want to thank you guys for spending a few minutes with us. If you found value in this video, click the like button. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, and don't procrastinate. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified when we upload.
We'll see you in our next video.